Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on Lockdown Tuesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go up to our friends up in Queensland. We're heading to the Sunshine Coast in particular, and it's been with the North Shore Jets women's football team. Of course, on the weekend, they played against Sandgate. Unfortunately, they didn't get the result, but of course, they'll be hoping to bounce back on the Queen's birthday weekend at home to Ipswich. And of course, we've got a very special guest joining us right now from the Jets to tell us a bit about it. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Well, I'll get you to introduce yourself and tell us what position you play on the field.
My name is Edgar and I play forward for the North Shore Jets women's team.
Now, last weekend, just gone, played against Sandgate. Didn't quite get the result in that game, but was there any positives coming out of that game?
It definitely was. All the girls, even though we didn't win that game, all the girls raised their heads high, even though they put out a really good game. I'm actually currently injured at the moment. I was injured before going into that game. I did it at training, unfortunately, so I kind of stepped back out of it, and I actually got to watch the girls play that game on the weekend. And from my perspective, they actually played such an awesome game, even though, there was a lot of hits and bumps and stuff, and we actually came out with 2 injuries from that game. So, yeah, it was a bit of a rough game, but all smiles all round, even on and off field. They don't, even though we didn't win, they still put out 100%, and the positivity on and off is amazing, and it's really good to have all the girls in that. So, yeah.
Now, Hannah, you did mention just before that obviously you did your injury prior to that game on the weekend against Sandgate at training. So I have to ask, what did you do and how long are you going to be out on the sidelines for?
So we were training down at our home ground on, as Ash mentioned, the soccer fields, as we can, be able to get on there. I actually was running around a cone and my ankle just went. And unfortunately, I was in a real lot of pain when that happened. And I went to the doctors a day after I did it. And I've done my ATFL ligament, which is the top of my foot. I've torn it off the bone, and I'm in a moon boot at the moment 4 weeks. And then once I get out of that, obviously it'll be rehab. So I'm hoping to get back on the field as soon as I can. But unfortunately, with an injury, it takes a while for that to obviously come back into playing. So yeah, it's a bit upsetting, but I'll get there.
So I guess when you did that training, did you hear a snap?
No, it didn't.
Devastating is it now that, you're going to miss, almost the second half of the season?
It's very, all the girls were kind of concerned when I did it at training and that, and once I turned up to training one night, they were all, you could just see the faces of them, they were all devastated. But yeah, it's heartbreaking when you injure yourself and then you kind of let the team down a bit, but it's good because we actually have a lot of numbers, so it's good to see other girls have a go, and it's good to just watch the team bond over. Of course, when people get injured and people working, it's really good to see how everyone kind of contributes. Even though I still go to training, I still go and watch games. It's just, yeah, it's kind of the urge, I wanted to get out there and play. So, yeah.
Now, that was just the start of the injury bug, it sounds like, throughout the whole week, including the weekend. You mentioned about the other 2 players that got injured on the weekend against Sandgate.
Yeah.
Have you caught up with them and how they're travelling?
We actually have a group chat, so we kind of everyone messages and says how everyone's going, how they're feeling after the game. We have one girl kind of colliding with another player. Everyone heard the crack of her nose. She's broken her nose. They kind of put it back into place at the game, and there was blood everywhere. Like, we've got photos and everything and stuff. So yeah, and then we had another girl. She's done her knee, so she's saying she's a bit stiff and it's swollen. Looks like she's done her meniscus in her knee. So yeah, we've got 2 injuries at the moment, but they're all happy and everything. They're still motivated, like they'll bounce back. But yeah, it's just that injury. It's kind of a long process, but they're still all smilers, and one girl's just covered it up with makeup, so it looks like she hasn't done anything. But yeah, they'll come back. So lots of positive.
Yeah. Now this weekend, you're back at home, actually, your home venue there at North Shore.
Yeah.
Of course, against Ipswich, which is the first of 3 or 4 home games that you've got between now and the end of the season. How good is it to finally be back at home there at Mudjumba?
Oh, it's amazing. It's really good because, we get a ton of the experience to be at our home ground. So, yeah, it's really good because, home grounds is like where your strongest points are. You're getting ready for the big game, and everyone's, they're just really happy to be at their home fields, even though it's been under repair for a bit. Everyone's really excited to have that big massive crowd there, because that's kind of our big weekend that we've got this weekend, because we're kind of symbolising a girl that used to play at North Shore. Fortunately, she took her life, and that's a very big topic for us. So we're trying to make it as a big event as we can. We've also got our men's team playing that home ground as well. So they're playing at 1:00 and we're playing at 3. So we're hoping to get a big massive crowd, and we really want to memorise her as a beautiful girl that, played footy with a few of the girls back when she was playing. We've got her family come in, her friends, and we're just hoping to get a really good atmosphere, and we're actually going to try and get that round named after her too. So kind of symbolises that round actually for her. So yeah, it's going to be a big massive weekend for the girls and stuff. So yeah, we're hoping to have it very memorised for her.
Most of your home games this year, up to this weekend, has been in Maree, just up the road, at Fishman's Road, which is where obviously the home of the Maree Footy Club is. I guess, is it sad to leave there and come home?
Yeah, because the ground's massive. It's really big, and it's really good because obviously the grounds is different to our one. Like, Maree was a bigger ground. It took half or a quarter of our field. So it was like a lot of running, a lot of kicking. It was a big massive spread out, which is really good. But obviously the fitness came into it. Most of the girls complained that they were puffed within the first 5 minutes of the game. It was like a lot of fitness for most of the girls. Most of the girls have played footy for years. I only just came into playing it only last year. So this is my 2nd year of playing footy. So yeah, it was a lot of girls said it was their fitness mostly. Yeah.
Tell us the cold players in your team. I know the whole team is doing pretty well at the moment, but tell us the cold players in the team we should watch out for, other than obviously yourself, considering you're out now for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Got to be Wayne, the height. She's very tall, and she was very good in the ruck. Sometimes you can't expect it from her. But she is a very good kicker, even though expecting she's got really long legs. She does have good kicks. Another player will have to be Maree. She's in our midfield. She is sometimes you don't expect it from her, but she'll give you a little bump and she'll push you. But it's very good positivity with her, and she's one of our new players as well, so she's never played footy before. But yeah, we call her Mad Dog. So, you got to expect her when she's in the middle. She'll do big boots out from the middle into our 50 straight away. So it's really good for having her on the team, as well as Piper, which is one of our backline girls. She's, like a bit smaller than me or a bit taller, but she's got the body for it. Like, she'll push a girl over, she'll go from the back line halfway up the field to get into our 50. She's one of the big, massive backline players as well. We've got a lot of girls. Like, if I name them all, they've all got a little job out there, but mostly every single person on the team has put a massive input for us, which is good. So yeah, if I had to name everyone's an absolute gun. I've just got to say that.
Now, tell us a bit about your coaches there at North Shore.
So we got Thatch, who's our head of coach. I was actually very fortunate to have him coach me last year as an assistant coach with another one of our coaches, who unfortunately isn't coaching anymore. But it was really good to have Thatch as a coach this year, even though he's seen me last year. He's told me how much I've improved through my years of only just playing 2 years of footy. So it was really good to have his input on how my kicking's going, how I'm going with my hand passes, just all the basics. And it's really good because I've improved so much since I played last year. So it's really good to have him as a coach. Yeah. And then we've got Cole, who's our assistant coach, obviously, as Ash has said. It comes up from, Brisbane every Thursday night, comes to training, comes to all of our games. So yeah, he's good to have another as an old coach as well, even though he's played footy as well with Thatch. So yeah, it's good to have two different inputs on their footy to bring it up with us girls. So yeah, it's really good to have them as a coach.
Just I guess having a look at your schedule coming up next couple of weeks. Obviously, most of it now will be on the road, pretty much, mostly in Brisbane. Now you got 2 road games in the out of west of Brisbane, in Ipswich and Maree. And obviously, you're going to Sandgate as well, which is a bit closer to home there. But I guess, are you ready for the big road trips that you got coming up? Considering I think you start the season with 3 home games technically at Maree and 2 byes.
Yeah, we had a bye the very first round, which was at Anzac round, and I was actually really keen to get on the field and play, but unfortunately we had a bye, and then we played our next 2 games, and then we had another bye. So I've only played 3 games. Yeah, I kind of sucked how we had 2 byes at the beginning of the season and not like right near the end. So yeah, no, I think we're all pretty keen to get on the road and get out there and play some really good footy. And on the way down, we talk team tactics and everything, so we kind of hype each other up. And then once we're out there, we head mindsets. Everyone's got different mindsets on how they prepare for the game. We all just have a laugh, and just talk about stuff that we're going to do on the field. And then once we're off the field, we get back onto the bus. Actually, sometimes we stay back at our away games, and sometimes we actually socialize with the opposition too. So it's really good to have have a good game, and then you go off and actually socialize with the opposition, and they say how well we're traveling. A few of them is new to our comp. So yeah, it's really good to have a good, socialize with the opposition. And they've actually, the team we versed, which was away at Alexandra Hills, they actually offered for us to stay back and have a drink. So we stayed back and have a few drinks with them. and they were really nice. And, you know, they said, oh, wow, you guys, you know, I've seen you guys play a few years ago. You guys are improving every single time we verse you. And they actually had new girls in the team as well, like we have. So, yeah, it's really good to have that because, you know, when you come up against them the next time, you know, they know how you play. And, yeah, sometimes they expect the unexpected as well. So, yeah.
So my next question I'm going to ask you is, when did you start playing footy and why did you choose it?
Okay. So I actually started playing footy in primary school in year 6 and 7. Kind of did a bit of school footy through my primary school, and then I think I did dancing all my life, and I played netball. I did other things other than footy. I only just started playing footy last year, so I got into it. I kind of grew up, watched my brother and sister play footy, so they play AFL. So yeah, watching them, you know, go through footy and everything, it kind of got me like, oh, I should have played it when I was their age, you know, and stuff. So yeah, I kind of grew up, you know, watching my brother and sister playing footy. So that's how I kind of got into it and stuff. So yeah, it's good to have family play footy and that. So yeah.
You mentioned about you have brothers and sisters that play the sport.
Yes.
Now, who is the better footballer out of you three?
Oh, that's a very hard. I know I'm a shocking player. I've got to admit that. I'm horrible, only because I've only just started. It's going to be out of my brother and sister. My brother's played since he was, you know, under 12s, under 13. So he's kind of played since he was little. And my sister's just not long ago started. She started in under 15s and that. So yeah, she's played under 17s, and now she's playing in women's AFL now, even though she's only 16 years of age. So she's the youngest. She started playing with me last year. She come and played with me at North Shore, and it was actually the first year we actually played footy together, which is very special to me. It was a really proud moment that I actually got to have a chance to play footy with my sister. So yeah, it was really good. And then she went back to playing at Maree because she wanted to get up to that next stage of, you know, AFL to play for obviously the Brisbane Lions or the Suns, wherever she chooses to go. But yeah, I grew up watching obviously my brother and sister play. So I would recommend probably both my brother and sister equal on who's best. It's good to have another, you know, my brother and sister's opinion. Like they help me so much with my kicking, hand passing, even though I think it's meant to be the other way around when your oldest sibling's meant to be helping your younger siblings. But obviously my brother and sister played longer than I definitely have. So it's really good to have that. Yeah.
So you just mentioned about your sister playing at Maree, which is funny enough, the Guernsey just on my right, there in the background. Now, I know that this weekend's the last round for them, and obviously they're pretty much there now in the finals.
Yeah.
I guess, are you going out to a couple of their games, you know, or actually depending on when the game is?
So they're playing down at Astley this weekend, and I don't think I'll be able to go watch her play, unfortunately, because my team's playing at home at 3. So I think they're playing nearly the same time. But yeah, I've actually gone to watch my sister play her games, and the way the team is, it's amazing how they get other people from other clubs, or they get, you know, some of their under 17s girls to come push up to their side, which is really good, obviously, for the team and the club. I actually got the chance to, before my season started, I actually got the chance to go play for them for a game because they were short on numbers. And it was really good to have the experience of how their training sessions were and how they, you know, encourage each other for everything, and it was really good because I got a chance to play for them, and they actually helped me. You know, I actually got to show them how good of a player I am and how I've improved so much. And how many girls came up to me after the game saying, "My God, you're amazing. You should come play for us. You know, should come play for us. Come play for the club. You know, you're gonna get up there like your sister." And I'm just like, I only second year of playing. I've only just started to learn how to do the rules, how to do everything. So I'm like to them, you know, just let me think. I might. I don't know. I don't know 100%. I don't know how my team's going to think if I move clubs, you know. So it's kind of, 50-50, I guess. So I don't know. Might make a change. I don't know. I'll have to see how I go. But it's hard. It's hard to make the change when you've made such good friendships at the club you're at and then, you know, going over. But yeah, I know a few girls at Maree, so it's good to have some friendships there as well. And they ask how I'm going and how my team's going. But yeah, it's very hard to make that big decision. So yeah, I don't think my team would be happy if I moved clubs. I've got to say that. I don't think they'll be happy for that. So
pretty much just answer my next question about that. So I'll move on to the next one, which is what does the sport of football mean to you, especially being there at North Shore Jets?
Probably be the friendships, 100%. It's really good to, you know, obviously last year we had a really good team. Everyone bonded really well. And then this year, unfortunately, a few of them decided not to play. And then we just ended up getting a new bunch of girls coming through some of the girls that played there last year, which is good. So it's really good to have another set of friendships coming through. And the team has bonded so much over it. I 100% have made more friends than I ever would have there, which is good. The coaches are amazing. It's really good to have family and friends involved. You know, they come and watch play, or even a group of the girls' friends come watch and they're like, "Oh, I might want to play." Like we ended up getting heaps of girls that came watch our game actually coming through, and they actually come and played with us, and they actually knew a few of the girls. So it's really good to have, you know, a different mindset of girls coming from rugby or other AFL clubs or netball, you know, never played footy before, that's never touched a footy. You know, we've had girls never handballed or kicked a footy before. So it's really good to have a whole bunch of new girls coming through. So yeah, it was really good. It's good to have that as well. So yeah, in other states, you know, in other countries, we've had some from other countries that came and come play with us. So yeah.
Pretty much just completely answered my next question about how people can get involved in the sport. So I have to ask, well, you must have tell us when's your training nights and whereabouts is your venue?
So we train Tuesday, Thursdays at Mudjumba. A few nights we've actually trained Wednesdays, even though because of our obviously the fields couldn't be used. Obviously the ground's getting done. So yeah, we've had to make other arrangements. So been doing a lot of gym for fitness, or we're getting on the field and just doing running like laps or sprints. So yeah, we just use other facilities to boost up all of our footy fitness and obviously hand passing, kicking. So yeah.
Who had the most embarrassing moment on the field this season, and what was it?
Oh, I think it was one night at training. I think it was Lane tried to kick the ball and she slipped and just landed on her bum, and it was just a laughing moment. Like if we had that in slow motion, it probably would have been the hilarious thing ever. I think it was Lane. I don't know. I can't remember. I think it was Lane. Yeah, I think all of us girls were just laughing, and we were just turning around going, "Oh, she just landed on her bum." So it's just Yeah, I think it was Lane. I think Lane had the funniest moment at the moment. I think it was Lane. Oh, I don't know. There's so many girls that done so many things.
I've got a feeling Lane's going to be in the next couple of questions as well, basically. As well. So who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
It's gonna be Lane, 100%. Oh, we've been going to Surf Air a few nights after our game, and she gets up on stage, and she gets up there and is fully 100% herself. She gets up there and she sings. She made a speech on about all of us girls, and we were thinking she was going to keep continuing talking about ships, aeroplanes, jets, you name it. Like, she was going to continue on to that, and then she ends up at the end, she goes, all of us girls are a bunch of friendships. So she kind of made it out as a friendship sort of thing. We were just standing there, we were all laughing. We thought she was going to continue on talking about planes and ships, and I was just like, oh man, she's going to keep this. And then I've got a friend, and her face was just when she continued to talk about it. So yeah, it was pretty hilarious. I've got to say, it's got to be Lane. And Maddie as well. She gets up there, she sings, the way she sings and dances, she does the little look and makes it funny when she's singing and dancing. So Lane and Maddie are going to be our funniest comedians on the team, dance and the jokes they make. So I've got to say it's going to be Lane and Maddie as well.
Oh, I think Lane's going to love the next couple of interviews coming up then. With your
I'm going to try. Going to convince her to get on here. She's probably thinking, oh no, Ash and Hannah just throw me under the bus,
Yeah, do you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
I don't think I do. No. I've listened to music. That's pretty much all I do. Get hyped up for the game. Just the music. And I've also got my dad that he kind of tells me what I need to do and how I need to play, what part of the field I need to be in. So sometimes my dad helps me in with tips, because he was a coach. He used to coach at Maree. He coached for a few years with my brother and sister. So he kind of comes in and helps me, prepare for the game and just tells me what I should do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's good to have my dad there with me.
You mentioned about the songs before. So what's currently on that playlist at the moment?
I don't know. There's a few range of them. I think Big Girls Don't Cry. I think that's the type of song that Lane kind of performs when we're on our buses on the way home. We do karaoke on the way home on the bus. So that's kind of our team bonding. What else? I don't know. There's too many songs to remember, but mostly I think it's just mostly that one and another one as well. Yeah.
Now you just mentioned about the bus karaoke that you do. Have you ever thought about like recording it and do like very similar to a carpool karaoke, but just on the bus?
No, I don't think so. I think we just keep those videos as memories. And kind of embarrass all the girls. But we do have a few good singers on the bus on the team. I've got to say that we do have a few good singers on the team. Yeah, and the bus gets pretty hectic, but it's all contained. Sorry, it's more the singing. Where all of us girls are very rowdy on the bus on the way home. But it's karaoke and alcohol on the bus on the way home. So, and then from the bus, it ends up we go to Surf Air and do more karaoke in front of, families that are there, old people that are there. They come up and go, "Oh, you guys are very lovely. Love the singing," and they just, they kind of praise us for that. So.
I think you pretty much just answered it anyway. Describe your team as many words as you like.
Oh, I've got to say, we're all crazy. We're very fun. We're very positive. No negative energy, which is good. We're all just like, it's, even though everyone says it's like a team, I've got to say it's one big massive family that we are. We're all just family towards each other, and we're all just excited and all positive for footy. We all watch footy on the TV, so you know, sometimes the girls come to training and they're like, "Oh, so what do you do on the weekend?" You know, "Oh, we watch the AFL." We all talk about, you know, the footy, the players on the footy team. So yeah, we all are one positive family. So yeah, that's big.
Well, Hannah, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. It's awesome having you on the show. It's quite one of the funniest we've had so far this year. But Hannah, thank you so much for joining us. We want to send our best wishes for your recovery from that ankle injury, and hopefully we'll get to see you back on the field very soon, hopefully to play the last couple of games of the season.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
No worries. And that's Hannah there joining us from the North Shore Jets women's football team. Of course, as we mentioned, they do play at home again this weekend, but actually at their home. They're at Mudjumba there. Of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can get down there and get involved and support the team down there at the Jets there as they take on Ipswich this weekend. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.